let's take a look. You all said you had some concerns about the homework.
22.
Are those word problems?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. We get a story. All right. You guys haven't heard any stories at all.
22 through 20.
All right. Will somebody be brave enough to read us what number 22 says? Hang on, let me get to a blank slide. Problem number 22. What does the problem number 22 say? Go ahead.
Started saving extra money for a holiday trip with your child. After 2 months, you have $75. After 6 months, you have $200 saved. Find the average rate of change and identify what this represents in the context of the problem.
I think I got most. At 2 months, you had $75 saved?
Yep.
And at 6 months, you had $200 saved?
Yeah.
Find the average rate of change. That means find the slope.
Oh my God.
Now you're all like, hey, will you go back to the story about Eddie?
Seriously.
Tomorrow. Yeah, happy to do it tomorrow. So it was 125 over 4. So 31.25. So you would have saved $31.25 per month. That's 4 divided by 125 divided by 4. Cool. So your average rate of change, your average savings per month was $31.25. All right. Do you guys need to see number 23 then?
Do we just have time to work on it in class now?
I'll give you the opportunity to just turn it in tomorrow. Are all the rest seem okay? How much? 26. What does 26 say? Have a female rate today. Go ahead.
The table below represents the amount of sales of your homemade cookies during each month. First, find the average rate of change for each interval of time. Note you must find 4 rates of change for each table. Then identify the intervals over which the rate of change is increasing, the intervals over which the rate of change is decreasing, and the interval over which the average sales changed.
Okay. So I'm going to find the slope of this. That's going to be 20 over 1. I'll find the slope of this. That's going to be negative 4 over 1. Slope of this is going to be 2 over 1. And then the slope of this is 16 over 1. Does everyone feel okay with how I just did the slope that quickly? I just did this. I subtracted those, got there. Subtracted, got here. Subtracted, got here. Subtracted, got here. Okay, now I know. So now I have all these rates of change, and I feel pretty good about myself. The table below represents the amount of sales for your homemade cookies during each month. Find the rate of change for each interval of time. Note you must find the rate. Okay. Then identify the interval. So January to February, February to March, March to April. I think I did that right. Over which rate of change is it decreasing? Do I have any negative slopes up there?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where it's decreasing. Come on. It should be turning to the black pen. There we go. So that has a decreasing slope. And then the interval of which the sales change the most. Okay, that means what's the steepest slope? So this went up 20, right 1. This went down 4, right 1. This went up 2, right 1. This one up 16, right 1. So this has the steepest slope. So that's where you had the most sales. Feel all right? So we're good. If I gave you the opportunity to work on the rest of the word problems, you're good on that? Go ahead. 12. That's what I was just going to ask. Does anyone want to see something that's not a word problem? And happy to. Problem number 12. That one? So we want to use the slope equation, or you could use point slope form. They're both going to be the same equation. So let's just use what they're saying. Let's use slope equation to solve this. Okay, so that's x1, y1, x2, y2. Of course, I could have labeled the top one x2, y2, the bottom one x1, y1, but this should work. So I have a slope of 0. Okay. And then I have y2, which is k minus 4, so k plus 4. And then I have, I'm going to put this over 1, and I'm going to show you why in a second. I'm going to keep that over 1, so that's the numerator. So now I'm going to go 4/5, subtracting 2/11. Does anyone know the quick way of subtracting fractions? If you don't, watch this. Ready? That's 44. Subtract 10 over 55. So that's, what, 34 over 55? It's called the butterfly method. It's like, dude, my elementary school teacher taught me how to get a common denominator, and I hated fractions for it. So if you were to learn this way, you'd love fractions. It's called the butterfly method. It works every time, which is beautiful. All right, so let's see what else we need to find here. So I get 0 equals k plus 4 over 1. And then I'm going to, because down here became this, I'm dividing fractions, so now I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is going to be 55 over 34. Is that okay? Let's move this over. So now I'm going to multiply by 34 over 55 to move it to the other side. Watch, I'm going to show you what's going to happen here. So rather than distributing 55 34ths over k plus 4, if I do this, these all cancel. And that leaves me k plus 4 over 1, or just k plus 4. Can anyone multiply 34 times 55 for me on a calculator? Because I don't know what it might be. I'm just kidding. It's 0. Anything times 0 is? 0. So what's k have to be equal to? Cool. Time for maybe one last one. Yeah?
I actually have a question on this. I used a different formula.
Did you get the same answer?
Yeah.
Sweet. There's multiple ways to do it.
Okay.
Good deal. Yeah.
17.
17. Yes, you never have to ask. Just take care of yourself. Number 17. X over 4 minus 2y over 3 equals 2. Identify the x and the y-intercept for each. Okay. So 0, comma, blank, and blank, comma, 0. Okay, 0, comma, blank finds us the y-intercept because you didn't move to the right or left in the x direction, you just went up or down. And blank, comma, 0 finds you where it crosses the x-intercept because the x-intercept, this will tell you to go up or down. Okay? What value is this, x or y? X. That's an x. That means I'm going to cover my x value right there. So then I get negative 2y over, negative 2y over 3 equals 2. So ready? Walk through this together. Multiply each side by 3. So then I get 2y equals 6. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
So negative 2y equals 6. So y has to be equal to?
Negative 1.
How much? Negative 3? Did I do that right? All right. What value is this? X or y? That's y. It's 0. Okay, so I'm going to plug that in here. So I no longer have that. So I have x over 4 equals 2. So x equals? Done. So use the cover method is what we would have called it in Algebra 1 if you took Algebra 1 here. I don't know if you took it here or not. If not, you might not have seen it like that at the middle school. All right, so why don't we collect those tomorrow? That'll give you the opportunity to get it done?
Yeah.
All right, but I do have notes. Okay? So I do have notes. So let's do notes.
Can you finish the story, please?
Oh, tomorrow, yeah. It'll be good. I can't wait.
Did he become a famous player?
Oh, yeah, you can't. No, I'm not going to fill in any blanks for it. This is the Eddie story. You can ask any student that's had me in the past, talk about the Eddie story, and they're like, dude, that's the best story.
About the orange.
Oh, the orange story is through the roof. You get that right before spring break.
Orange.
I don't know.
That might be the
best story ever.
That might be the best story ever.
You're a man full of stories, aren't you?
Well, I like to give the opportunities to realize that I was young and had a lot of fun, just like
How
young.
long were you gonna hold it there?
How long was I young? I'm still young.
Agreed. Old sisters remind me of that.
Okay. What are we doing today? Let's see. Let's go to the top. You missed it. I finished the Eddie story. I'm just kidding.
Shoot.
All right.
Tomorrow already.
All right, graphing linear equations, graph lines in three forms, linear equations. So you have slope-intercept form, you have slope-intercept form, you have point-slope form, and you have standard form. So let's run through these. This should be somewhat of a review from Algebra 1. Given 2 points on a line, how quickly can you tell if the lines would be horizontal? What makes a line horizontal? This is a horizontal line. What can you tell me about the slope of a horizontal line? It's 0. So what using our slope equation, which is this, what part has to be 0 for the whole thing to be 0? The top or the bottom? The top. Okay? If this is 0, if this makes 0 because you had like 6, subtract 6, that gives you a horizontal line. Okay? If it's a vertical line looks like this. Wow, what's going on here? Vertical line looks like this. So what part of a vertical line, what part of the slope? Yeah, this has to be 0. Okay? So you have an undefined term or an undefined slope. Usually a vertical line is x equals some number. Actually, all the time. A horizontal line is y equals a number. You don't have an x value. So y equals 6 is a horizontal line up 6. Slope is 0. Y equals -3 is a horizontal line at -3 with a slope of 0. X equals 5 is a vertical line going through 5. Okay? X equals -16 is a vertical line going through 16. Okay? If you have a positive slope, it rises. So this is known as it's increasing. The slope is increasing. So a lot of times we'll give you a picture and say, hey, where is this increasing? It's where the slope would be positive. If it falls, it is decreasing. So again, there might be times on a graph where we might say, what interval is it decreasing? It's possible to have a graph drawn that has increasing and decreasing regions that you have to identify. Sound good so far?
Yep.
Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Graph these equations by finding the y-intercept. Okay, so plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The slope down to right 3. So this is this one. This one has a y-intercept of 8, doesn't it? Does everyone understand why it's 8? And then I go up 3, right 1. So I ran out of room going up, so I can go down 3 and left 1. If I go down and left, that's negative over negative. Last time you checked, negative over negative was positive. Okay? So this one is decreasing because you have a negative slope. This one is increasing because you have a positive slope. Anyone lost? Anyone's too scared to tell me you're lost? It's okay if you are. I wouldn't want to tell me I'm lost either. Because if you're lost and I'm lost, Yeah, don't worry, I'm leading you down a road to at least some fun stories. All right, graph these. So don't be like the kids in Algebra 1. Don't answer the question saying it's a straight line. What kind of line is y equals -2?
Horizontal.
It's a horizontal line, so it goes through -2. So this would have had a slope of 0. What about this one? What kind of line? I know it's straight. Vertical, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like that. The slope of this is undefined. Okay. This slope means you're dividing by 0. Divide by 0 goes along with a limit. A limit starts dealing with stuff. We'll start dealing with pre-calculus and calculus. We okay so far? Everyone happy? Anyone sad? Okay. If you're sad, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning, yeah, that'd be good. All right. What can you tell me about number 5? What's the slope? 0. Slope is 0. What kind of line must it be? I know it's straight. It's horizontal. Okay, so slope is 0 here. Ooh, y equals x.
It's slopes 1.
Yeah, where does it go through the
0.
0, 0? So the origin. So up 1, right 1. So this is like a 45-degree. So we have a slope of this one being 1 and a y-intercept. So that's a b value of 0 if you wanted to say that. Trick question. I have a vertical line that's drawn. Let's say it's x equals 10. Where does it cross the y-axis?
X equals what?
X equals 10. Where does it cross the y-axis? It doesn't. Doesn't. So that might be a trick question we ask you on a future assessment of some sort. Is that all right? May I move on?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, these are great. Have you seen the cover method? I just kind of did it. Okay, the cover method is going to be, we have 0, comma, blank, and blank, comma, 0. Cover method works just like this. This is an x value, yes? I'm going to cover this up. So I get 3 times y equals 12. So what's y have to be equal to? 4. So that's where it crosses the y-axis. Okay? This is a y value, correct? So if y is 0, I'm going to cover this up. So 2 times x equals 12. So x equals 6. That one's done. Let's try cover method on this one. So again, it's 0, comma, blank, blank, comma, 0. That's an x value, right? So I'm going to flip 0 for x, so I'll cover that. So -2 times y equals -20. So -2 times what number gives me -20? Positive 10. So 0, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh-oh. 10, way up there. All right, so this is a y value. So I'm going to cover this up. 4 times x equals -20. So 4 times what number gives me -20? -5. If your line doesn't go through the dot, you just make your dot bigger. Is this blue line increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. So it would have what kind of slope? A negative slope. Is this purple line increasing or decreasing? Increasing. What can you tell me about the slope? It has to be positive. Do I know what the slope is right this very second? No, but I know if it's increasing, it has to be positive. Doing okay?
Yes.
Just missed it. Finish the Eddie story. I'm not a mushroom. I'm not a fun guy. Sorry, the jokes are free. All right, cover method. So 0, comma, blank, blank, comma, 0. So this is an x value, so I'm going to cover this. -2 times y equals 12. So -2 times what number gives me 12? -6. This is a y value. I'm going to plug the y value in right here. So 3x equals 12, so x equals 4. Increasing or decreasing? Increasing because the slope would be positive. Oops. Wish it should change colors when I tap it. All right, again, 0, comma, blank, blank, comma, 0. This is an x value, so that's gone. So 2y equals 10, so y equals? This is a y value, so negative 5. 2. Increasing or decreasing? Increasing, the slope has to be positive. Everyone still with me? All right, am I doing okay? How many more slides I got about?
13.
All right, we got this. We got this. 10 minutes, we're totally on time. Ready? We're going to identify the x and the y-intercepts. So 0, comma, blank, blank, comma, 0. Okay, so that's an x value. So I'm going to cover. So negative y over 3 equals 1. I have to multiply both sides by negative 3. So y equals? Negative 3. All right, this is a y value. I'm going to go to that. So x over 4 equals 1. So x equals 4.
4.
Increasing or decreasing? Because the slope has to be positive. All right. 0, comma, blank, blank, comma, 4. Or blank, comma, 0, excuse me. All right. That's a y value. So x over 2 equals 1. So x equals 2. Did I do that right? I would have had that covered up. So 2 times 1 is 2. So 0, 2 is up here. What's the y value going to be here? If I cover 6?
No.
Oh, did I go backwards? Sorry. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I goofed.
Okay.
Just thinking about Eddie. All right. That's a y value. So that's going to be 2. There we go. Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. How do you know? Slope is? Negative. And move on. Life good?
It is. How did you?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Where you at?
How did you get the?
On this one?
How do you get the fraction?
Okay, so this is an x value. Agreed?
Yeah.
So that would be 0 over 2. That's 0. So that's just covered up. So y over 6 equals 1. Multiply both sides by 6 to get y equals 6.
Oh, okay.
And then here, that's a y value. So plug a 0 in here. That becomes 0. So cover that up. X over 2 equals 1. Multiply both sides by 2. Cool? Good question. All right. Identify the point, the line, and the slope. Wait. Identify the point, the line, and slope of each equation. Okay. All right, I understand. This is in point-slope form. So 4, comma 6 is the point we're going to use. This should be grouped. We're lazy as math people, so we don't always group it. If it's grouped, it's always going to be going to shift opposite of what you say. So in the x direction, it shifted 4. In the y direction, it's shifted 6. If this was a positive 4, this would be a negative 4. If this was a positive 6, this would be a negative 6. And then, anyone know the slope?
3.
So is this increasing or decreasing? How do we know? Well, it's positive slope.
Positive.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6. So from that point, I'm going to go up 3 and write 1. And lo and behold, we have this increasing function. All right, shout out. What's the point that's on this one? Almost. Positive 6 and? Okay, so it's grouped. Again, this should be in parentheses. but we're lazy. If it's grouped, it'll go opposite. So the x direction I went 6, and the y direction I went -5. Did I do that right? Cool. Slope is down 1, right 1. Increasing or decreasing? Huh? Decreasing because the slope is? Negative. Awesome. Whoa, hey, stop. Flip around. Nope, that wrong way. There you go. All right, identify the line and slope of each equation. Identify the line. So I guess what they'd want us to do on this one, identify the point, the line, and the slope. The point, the line, and slope. Okay, so we can get them. All right, our point that we have is -1, -2. Our slope is up 2, right 3. Increasing or decreasing? Increasing because the slope's positive. The point on this one is -8, +5. Agree? Sorry, I meant to do this one red. Ah, darn. Can't have nice things anymore. Those will be in blue. -8, 5. And then the slope is down 3, right 4. Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Why? Slope is negative. So that increasing, decreasing thing is that simple. And they make it so tough in later classes, especially when they give some goofy looking graph saying, Mark went out for a run. Here's a graph of what his run looks like. You're looking at it going, what the heck is this? Because you got some line that goes up, over, down, up, that, so you're just looking where it's increasing. And usually you give it as an interval between 2 x values where your graph is increasing. It's kind of goofy, but we'll get more of that. Is this the last slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. All right. Point is what?
What?
What's the point?
-2.
Good. -2, 3. Slope? Slope, increasing, decreasing? Increasing. Love it. Last one is? Is it +3?
Yeah, -4.
It's +4? -4.
-4.
Yeah.
+3.
Yes. Okay. And then down 1, right 1? Increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Love it. Okay, so I would like you to finish last time's homework. So that was
17 through 19.
so page 17 through 19. That will be due tomorrow. And then I also have, oh boy, page 21 through 23. So this would have been last night's homework. I'll collect it tomorrow, let you finish it. And then this is tonight's homework. Agree? Dude, I have 3 minutes left. Oh, you want more ready?
Yeah.
All right.